Latvia, you'll go first. What do you think is the biggest thing that separates you from the other contestants?
Thank you. So at the age of 15, I started developing my own startup in biomedical engineering.
Of Wales.
I think one of the most amazing things about Miss World is that it brings all the nations together from every corner. Each and every one of us is unique.
Finland.
My dad is actually one of my biggest inspirations, and he always taught me to work hard on my dreams, and nothing comes to you on a silver platter, so that's where I...
Sierra Leone.
I think the biggest thing that separates me from other contestants is my resilience and courage to still go on in life.
Venezuela.
Es muy difícil responder esa pregunta porque al ver tantas historias de tantas chicas que han pasado momentos tan difíciles.
And finally, South Africa.
I grew up in the new democratic South Africa, full of opportunities. And now I have the ability to work hard and go after my dreams and create my own destiny.
Okay, let's start with Miss South Africa. I don't like her beauty. Well, if you like, then go. But she transforms into the most beautiful woman of this group, mind you, because of that strong and warm personality. Strong in a sense that she would really get your full attention. The moment she opens her mouth, it's as if saying that, look at me, I am talking. You know, with a smile on her face. Look at me, I am talking. And then you begin to just, concentrate on her and maybe forget what she's talking about because you're absolutely magnetized by her beauty. Now she now becomes a beautiful woman. You know that. And I think she would make a strong impact on the Miss World stage the moment she enters the top 5. Yeah. She speaks with much conviction and she's got this pleasing personality. Great woman. Venezuela looks mature. Very mature. I think she's not well taken care of. She looks old in this segment. Fire her stylist. I mean, the hair is okay, but it should not be partnered with that kind of outfit. Or that outfit would be fine if that was not partnered with that kind of coiffure or hairstyle. This too, the hairstyle and that outfit just do not blend well. They should have noticed it. Of course, Venezuela's wardrobe collection is, expected to be full of gorgeous dresses and so on and so forth. I mean, what happened here? So some people might say that what's in a dress? What's the problem with the dress? What's the problem with her hair and so on and so forth? It has no connection with the interview. Of course not. It is part of the presentation. It is part of the interview. You should look great. You should dress up looking great without going overboard or overdressed. That everyone's attention is already focused on your earrings or in your blouse or whatever. But one thing is definite. You should look good as you give good answers together. That's power. She's a beautiful woman, if you just let her hair, loosely hanging and show some flesh here and there, that would get some votes or more votes, and that could catapult her to the winning circle. I don't think she would get enough votes here, but who knows? Venezuela would always be Venezuela. Surprisingly, a lot of people, do not really like her answer to the question, the second question, the main question. But personally, I welcomed it. This question really is one of the hardest questions. If you give a straightforward answer, you might come off as someone boastful and so full of pride, in herself. If you say that, you find it very difficult to answer because, you just can't, each and every one of you has, your own strengths and etc., etc., etc. Then a lot of people would say that, oh my God, she's so weak. She plays safe and so on and so forth. So this question is really very hard. And Miss Venezuela was right. What's the question? What did she say? How do I then say that I have something different to them? You cannot say that you were prettier. You couldn't say that you were more intelligent than them. That's why some of their answers were not direct answers to that question. I think the one who gave a better answer was Latvia. I think so. And her answer was full of facts that give an impression of strength and power, it seems that it really sets her apart from others. Quite an achievement, really. That, she sounded very knowledgeable. That she talked about this 1.7 million people suffering from, Parkinson's disease, and another million people, just 1 million children, more or less, who suffer from cerebral palsy. And that she has participated in these scientific projects and so on and so forth, etc., etc., etc. It is more than enough to say that she is better than others. So I think she won it hands down. But the first part belongs to South Africa and there's another one, Sierra Leone. I sympathized so much with Sierra Leone. She didn't have a good or high quality video, a well-produced presentation video. Maybe she didn't have budget, or maybe she didn't get much help from her country or from the local Miss World organizers in her country. But I think, if Sierra Leone was not there, everyone's attention would be focused on South Africa. But Sierra Leone was able to magnetize our attention. She has proven that she has that same magic and confidence and an aura of the winner in her. As if to say that, Miss South Africa, remember, I'm here. Slow down a bit. Something like that. So let's talk about the other candidates. Wales was a little bit tensed, and her answer was about the most beautiful things that Miss World offer, something like that. A little bit veering away from the question. Finland, very safe. Everyone is amazing. She didn't answer, really. Pardon me if I didn't get it right, because I have watched a lot of videos and maybe I've missed something. Sorry. Miss South Africa says that she does not take anything for granted. I don't think that's a good answer for that question. Sierra Leone talks about resilience. Miss Venezuela's answer is that she's not complaining in everything, and that makes her different from other girls. I think South Africa can generate a lot of votes with this kind of performance. Now let's go to group 12. I was a little bit excited with this group because of India.
India, who is someone from your country that inspires you?
In addition to the two strong pillars of my life, my mother and my grandmother, I have been truly inspired by our former president, who is also known as the Missile Man of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
Panama.
For me is Nadesh Herrera, Miss World Panama 2009. Ella me enseñó que la sencillez es un sinónimo de la elegancia, que el esfuerzo es sumamente importante para lograr y cumplir cualquier meta.
South Sudan.
Well, my country is beautiful. Everyone you see is an inspiration. And the person that inspires me the most is my father. He taught me how to stay moral.
Montenegro.
That person is Petar, the second Petrovic Njegoš. I'd like to read Gorski Viennac, the mountain ridge, and he is still a good man for our country.
Vietnam.
My mom is a huge inspiration for my entire life. She inspired me every day to keep smiling, keep being positive, and always keep going no matter what's happened.
Egypt.
It's Sir or Dr. Magdi Yaoub. He is an Egyptian-British heart transplant surgeon. He always helped everyone in need despite his elderly age.
If we are talking about interviews and question and answer bags like this, we would always think of India because they have shown to the world, particularly during those successful years of India in each and every pageant, that they are really the country which you have to watch out for when interview comes. And she didn't disappoint me, as always. She used a popular quotation exactly from that person that, that inspires her. You would think that, is it part of India's training that you would always consider famous thoughts and phrases and quotations that have been influential to what India has right now, or expressing the rich heritage of their country? Sort of that, because they always inject this kind of answers. It's as if they're always ready with great quotes that they could easily insert to each and every answer that they have, even if the question was given to them, unannounced. This one is announced, but it is during this announced questions that you really have to give all, because you could give your all. There are few hours of preparation to adjust, to change, to insert, to add and to deduct. What should be eliminated, the useless phrases, and what should be part of your speech, of your answer, which are sensible, that anyone from other cultures and countries could identify with. So for the poison bearing, I think it's India and South Sudan. Why not? India overpowers them all. Okay, now let's go to 13.
Luxembourg, what is the biggest problem faced by your country and how would you solve it?
Luxembourg est un petit pays et l'un des pays les plus riches au monde. Donc, dans notre pays, on n'a pas vraiment de gros problèmes. Le problème dont je peux vous parler, c'est par rapport aux citoyens.
Moldova.
Я бы хотела обсудить тему туберкулеза. За прошлый год в Молдове 86% новых поступлений туберкулеза это были дети, и это самое ужасное.
Guam.
The biggest problem faced in my country would be families that suffer through PTSD from service members coming home from deployment.
Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Rekla bih da je najveći problem u Bosni i Hercegovini nacionalizam koji je ostao u ljudima još od rata. Naime, u Bosni i Hercegovini žive 3 različita naroda i međusobno se ne podnose, naravno ne svi.
And Nepal.
Unemployment has been one of the biggest challenges that we've been facing as a country, as a lot of youth are migrating to foreign countries for job opportunities.
Think that this is one of the best groups, as a whole. All of them have given sensible explanations to the question. Everyone didn't just, they didn't only tell the problem. Each and every one of them gave a solution, a possible solution to that problem, without veering away from the main question. So I think that's great, but it was really dominated by the beauty, angelic beauty and grace of Miss Nepal. And I hope everything will be fine. She had the most terrible performance during the top model. Who designed that gown? I mean, it should not only be, the designer should not only be the one to be blamed, but also the ones who are taking care of her there in China. Of course, they have assistants, they have companions, and herself as well. They should have rehearsed it. You see? So she had a fault. It's not only the designer of that gown. So they could have done some remedies. And even if there was no alternative, and it was already late, and she already knew the problem, that it would, hit her knees and, get gets entangled in everything. She should have done some execution that would, that would avoid it. That scenario, it was really embarrassing. I didn't know if I would laugh or I would, be pitiful or what. It's crazy. But here, she could really represent the Miss World organization with her beauty and great personality and the ability to speak that well with sense. I like her. And next time, if you are part of Miss World or any beauty pageant and that, and if you feel that your self is being included in the video as the other candidate is talking, be mindful of your looks. Look at Bosnia and Herzegovina. Don't get caught on camera like that. She was in awe of her opponent. And look at Miss Nepal. She was always cautious of her surrounding. That's a queen. All right. But Bosnia and Herzegovina, she gave some, a wonderful quotation. But everyone was correct. Everyone gave, great answers, but they just lacked this charisma and personality. Pardon me if I'm a little bit harsh, but that's the reality. You always talk with grace and confidence if you are in a beauty pageant. Okay. Maraming salamat po. This is your friend Robato saying arigatou gozaimasu and please subscribe.